Welcome back to Doc Shows You How. Today we are making pit droids for pennies. I'm going to tell you, I have been trying to figure out how to do pit droids for a while. I feel like they just add so much texture to a scene, kind of help with the immersion. And then, just like Gary Oldman, look at all these little things. It's so active now. Let's go ahead and get to that table, show you how I made them. I got 20 of these little rubber robots on Amazon for under $3, not including shipping. And they're a little bit big. They're almost the same size as a regular figure. We just kind of start by boring a hole in the top of that so that the head fits later. For that head, I'm using a thumbtack with a big old half pearl on it, and then a brad. And then we're just going to put that brad on either side of the pin. And just kind of, there you go, a little bit of a close up. We're going to glue that in place and then make sure to then trim off the back so it doesn't snag on something. And more or less, that's what we're doing here. I do have another way of making that head I'll show you here in a moment. You just put that in that neck hole, and there you go. We're going to use a tiddlywink here, or maybe it's a counting disc. It's not as thick as a Star Wars Legion stand, so if it is next to a figure, maybe it's a little bit shorter. Here's that other method for making head. We're going to use a regular thumbtack pushed into the end of a chopstick and a little bit of hot glue. This takes some practice. This takes a little bit more time. Once you get it down, they look great. They have a little bit more texture. They grab paint a little bit better, but they're not a perfect shape. And you see a couple of things I do here. Now, I was thinking, as far as using these on your table, what if you use them instead of, or as well as, a little card disc for your repair? And there's some homebrew stuff that I was seeing where some folks are using fast build. Anyway, so here's the finished droids. We're going to give them a quick paint job. Now, I did build up one guy here with a regular push pin head. Nothing done to that. And there he is, the Flathead guy. Just to show you what it looks like if you don't want to go to that step. Paint job's pretty straightforward here. I kind of think that it's funny that maybe these are the rejected Nekrons that didn't get to go into the tomb. Anyway, as far as on the table for a bit of scatter, I thought it would be hilarious and maybe a little embarrassing to have to hide behind a pit droid with your figure. And we're just going to use an atypical burnt sienna and a little bit of black with some water to give them some depth here. Nothing too complicated. You've seen that before. And one thing I do want to talk about here is I did knock out a couple of simple little tools with some toothpicks. I didn't really film that, but you'll see them having tools in a bit here. If you would like to see the tools, I'll do a separate little video about that. Now for those eyes, just a paint pen, just a Sharpie paint pen, knock on the eye, and then I do go back in with some Mod Podge just to make each one of those a little bit more shiny. But you can see how quickly I was able to make a bunch of them. Now, one benefit of the hot glue head here is we can take a straight pin and just cram a antenna in there, trim the pin down then, and put that in place, and you've got a great little antenna. Of course, super glue that in place because you just burnt the hot glue. Made this guy with a little kind of refuel thing, a little welder. Hey, if you made it this far, maybe you should subscribe. Come back. I got a lot of things on a to-do list, and I'm sure there's something you're going to like. With as many of these as you get in a package, I feel like you could do a lot of little bashing together on that. There's the Flathead. There's a blue one I did sitting down. I do want to thank you for spending some time with me today. If you liked what you saw, share it with a friend. And remember, have an awesome day.